Attention, attention, class is now in session. I'm your professor, the Archangel Michael, and today's lesson we're going to be talking about why attention is the purest form of currency. Alright? Now, we all know currency, we got gold, silver, we got money. You live in America, it kind of looks like this, Cool, whatever. Now, attention is the purest form of currency. Why? Well, have you ever heard the phrase that you are what you eat? That applies to you not only physically, but also applies to you spiritually as well. Now, this can be good or bad, right? It all depends on what you're paying your attention to. Are you focusing on yourself, or are you focusing on things outside of yourself? This is why starting off your own spiritual journey when you're very young is very important. Trying to build your own self-awareness, right? That's very important from when you're young, okay? Because when you're young, you're very mutable to other people's thoughts and ideas and concepts, right? Now, of course, thinking for yourself when you're a child is kind of hard, but, so attention being the purest form, this can be very good, this can be very bad, okay? So the good side, which we're going to touch on a little later, is basically it's the way of manifestation, right? Focusing on yourself, focusing on what you want, you desire, what you consciously want to experience in this life, because that's what your spirit wants. Your spirit wants you to experience, it wants you to expand, it wants you to grow and learn, right? That's why we're here. But there's a lot of negatives that can come along with paying attention to certain things, right? For example, we live in the day and age of social media, right? And don't get me wrong, when you're on social media, you want to have the most views, the most likes, the most trafficking on your websites, most people watching your ads, right? That's why they put that out there. That's why they put out ads on certain videos, right? Basically, people think the more popular you are, the better you're doing in life, right? Right? People just want the most attention, okay? All right, this is one of the problems. People are focusing so much on other people and not on their own intentions, their own desires, the things that they want to consciously experience, right? You're over there cruising on Instagram like that dude's really hot. He's got a nice fast car. She's got a nice house. She's got a fat booty, whatever, right? That guy's over there is really talented. That girl's helping out a lot of people doing some humanitarian work. Cool, right? But but that can be very inspirational, right? But at the same time, what are they doing? They're spending all this time here swiping on the phone, and if you remember Dora, you can tell where I'm going from this. Stop swiping, But here's the thing. The more that they do that, the more they're not paying attention to themselves, right? Okay? And this can lead us into a very big problem, right? Which is why I mentioned manifestation earlier, right? The more you're not focusing on yourself, you're focusing on the things that you want to experience, right? Basically, you're not focusing on the things your spirit wants you to do. What's going to end up happening? Well, the next time it comes around for you to incarnate, guess where you're going to pop back into? This place, Earth, instead of going to experience some other star system, right? This is the important thing with attention, right? Focusing on yourself, right? How do I want to grow? What do I want to experience? What things do I want to experience in my lifetime, okay? And it goes a little bit deeper than that, because we live in an age where our senses are always on, all right? Even when we're sleeping, people dreaming, you're still paying attention to something. Your spirit's still bringing something to your attention, right? So you're paying attention all the time, 24/7, right? We're paying attention all the time, okay? So this is what we need to do. We need to start focusing on ourselves, okay? Now, this can be, then this is up to you, right? It's focusing on yourself, so it depends on what you want to focus on, So we need to start paying attention to ourselves. And this goes a little bit further than just, having a healthy meal, working out, getting your 8 hours of sleep, right? Stuff like that. It goes further, When was the last time you actually sat in your own space? You tried not to think, and you just sat in your own space. When was the last time you actually reflected on, your week, right? When was the last time you just went outside for a walk, right? No one else, just sitting with yourself, reflecting, right? That's very beneficial to you, because you get time to be alone, you get time to sit in your own spirit, you get time to figure out what you really want, what you really desire, okay? And life is all about experience, right? So why would you just go and just follow the mold that's been laid out for you, like working a 9-to-5 job, and then not having time to focus on yourself, right? That's very bad for your spirit, because what's going to happen is you're going to throw yourself into hell, and now you're just going to have to come back here again. Now, there are dangers of not paying attention to yourself, right? If you remember how the Lucifer spirit was created, if you don't, I'll sum it up real quick. Basically, there's a spirit called love that was shining so bright that all other spirits were getting lost in that, okay? They were paying attention to love, or Lucifer, not paying attention to themselves, and guess what happened? They got lost in it, okay? They got lost in that, and instead they forgot themselves, okay? They forgot to pay attention to themselves and what they desired, what they wanted to experience, right? So you'll get spiritually lost. Now this also ties into careers and stuff like that. How you want to spend your day, how you want to make money, how you want to live your life, right? Consciously experiencing what you want. Don't follow things that are just laid out for you by your family, your parents, your teachers, stuff like that. What this boils down to is consciously experiencing what you want and choosing an experience rather than an outcome, you know? For example, a lot of us, you know, and here in America at least, you know, growing up we were always told, no, you guys got to go to college, you know, in school, right? They very rarely talked about other options for us growing up, right? Except for college, you know, that was the big thing. Okay? But guess what? You're so young, you're paying attention to that because, you know, you're kind of forced to. Would you imagine that? What happens? You grow up, you get to the point of where now it's time for you to choose an experience, right? What experience do you decide to choose? You know, a lot of people end up going to college, and it may work out, it may not work out, right? But what's happening? Okay? You're told to go to college, get a good job, right? Become, you know, part of that 9-to-5 mold, which is a very bad thing. Hell, you know. Okay, but what's happening? You're choosing an outcome rather than an experience. And once you get that outcome, you're gonna realize that, man, this sucks. Alright? Because what are you gonna do? Just sit there in a 9-to-5 job, being part of the daily mold, right? What are you actually experiencing, huh? Are you really gonna be happy that way? Are you really gonna be able to grow and learn and experience yourself and the things that this world has to offer and from a 9-to-5 job? Most likely no. Chasing an outcome that isn't even yours over an experience that you want is a very terrible thing to do for yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be 5, 10, 20 years down the line, maybe even more, realize you're stuck in a very shitty place and realize you passed up all those experiences along the way. That's a very terrible place to be in. And you can kind of take like jewelry, for example. Why do people wear jewelry, right? What outcome are they getting? Well, the outcome is that, you know, a lot of people are going to be looking at it like, she's got the biggest ring, he's got the nicest watch, you know, her necklace is really shiny, stuff like that, okay? They bring attention to themselves by wearing that, okay? But what's the actual experience providing them? There isn't really much of an experience that's being provided by wearing jewelry, right? The experience that you gain from wearing jewelry is, you know, I have all this money, I can buy and pamper myself, cool. But it's not really a worthwhile experience, right? But notice how that tied back into attention, right? What this really boils down to is consciously experiencing what you want, okay? Paying attention to yourself, okay? Because here's the thing you have to think about. You have to think about the end goal, right? Do people not think about it? It seems like most people kind of just think, I'm going to go to college, or I'm going to get a good job after high school, I'm going to go to college for this, I'm going to learn that, and I'm going to be this, right? What's the end goal there? You can make a lot of money, leave it to your family. Maybe here and there you'll get to experience some cool vacations, right? That isn't really what you want. That's not what your spirit came here to do. Your spirit came here to experience, not become part of some loop, right? Some hell. The important thing is to think about the end goal. Think about why you're here. Think about this, what your spirit wants you to do. And that's focusing on yourself and experiencing what you want. Okay? Don't be a robot. All right? You know, at the end of the day, some of these 3D experiences and some of these outcomes that people are choosing, you know, are just not really worth it. You know? Why are you going to go and just, you know, give yourself up for the 40 years until you retire in a 9-to-5 job? You know, that makes no sense to me. And hopefully it makes no sense to you. You know, consciously experience what you want, pay attention to yourself, focus on yourself, grow, expand, learn, and have fun, enjoy life. Class dismissed. Fly high, y'all.